Welcome here. So I'm going to show you a very simple step on how to create beautiful sites, how you can create amazing interface for yourself, for your clients in less than 1 hour. All right, so my name is Timothy Anete, and this is brought to you by Team Tech Solution in partnership with Marketing Lab HQ. So firstly, what you need to understand that you must have before you consider developing a website is the domain, right? We'll need a domain here, and that domain is what is called the .com, the .ng, .com.ng, the .org, the .biz, and whichever ones that you wish to use. So those are extensions. .com is an extension for commercial. Um, .org is mostly used for organizations, NGOs, churches, and all that. All right, .com.ng or .ng represents a local extension, like a Nigerian specified extension. Okay, so and other numerous extensions that are available also. Now, to start with, coming down here, you get to understand that I'm going to show you how to develop a website using WordPress. All right, from here, I'm going to show you how to develop e-commerce website that you can list all your products. You can integrate payments gateway, like Paystack, yeah, and then you have it easy and straightforward done here. All right, so quickly, I'm going to go to the first stage, which after you have registered your domain, I used mostly for my domain registration. I used Namecheap.com for my domain registration. All right, so you can choose to register your domain there as well for yourself and for your clients. However, you may also not choose to register that also. You may at the same time choose to use a different platform which you can Google. So if you are registering the .com.ng, which is local extension, and not all platforms register that. Okay, so you have to consider using whogohost.com. That's actually the one I use most times. Okay, so I'm giving them that free ad. If you have difficulties, because most times you may need someone to help you handle that, I'm here. Just send us a mail, call us. We can register your domain. We can host it for you easily. But most importantly, what you need to understand is that before you can develop any website, you will need a domain, you will need a hosting. That is to say, before you can take it up to the internet. Now, what is a domain? What is a hosting? Let me just explain to you in few minutes. Normally, I should have projected this and showed you in a slide, but it's not necessary. Now, let me explain to you what I mean by domain and hosting. All right, so domain here, um, hosting here. All right, so none of these can function without each other. Right, so looking at this, domain here is more like, okay, you walk into a corporate affairs commission, CAC, to register your business name. All right, and then they register the business name and provide you with certificate at the end of the day, which you have paid to register the name, and you also paid to get the certificate. All right, at the end of the day, you have your business name registered. They are not going to be the one to rent an office for you. All right, so you go somewhere and rent an office. Now, the same thing applies on the internet. So you have gone on the internet and then you've registered your business on the internet. So, like you saw teamtechsolution.com here, okay, so it means that I've registered my business on the internet. Likewise, I've registered it with Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria. All right, so coming up here, what I want to really have is that I want to rent an office space, just like I have rented an office space offline for my business. So on the internet, where your website will be accommodated. All right, you need to rent an office space. This is what we call hosting, renting office space on the internet. All right. So these, like, we have different measurements, different page size. We also have different measurements and different page size on the internet as well. So it ranges from 500 MB to 1 GB, 2 GB, 10 GB, and unlimited. All right. So you can choose where you host that. Where you, normally I register and host here as well on Namecheap. You can get a hosting as well. But then I have a reseller hosting that I do not need to come here every now and then to register and host. Okay, so what I do generally is I go straight to the point. I buy my domain here and I go to my own personal hosting platform and host, because I have a reseller hosting with an international hosting provider. All right. So in case you want to host cheaply, you can always contact us. We can help you host. So now, going straight to the point, what do we need to achieve? We first of all will need to know that we need to install the software called WordPress. All right, of course, we are doing that online. So coming up here, you have a domain already, which is the first thing you need to request that your clients pay for. All right, in addition to the charge you're going to charge him for developing the platform for him. All right, so now I have my domain. What you need to do is that once you've registered and hosted your domain, you'll be provided with what we call control panel details. Control panel login details. Okay, so that is the username and then the password. All right, you're going to be provided with these two. These two will help you gain access to your control panel where you can make everything happen eventually. So here we've been provided with that already. So what I'm going to do straight here would be that to access the control panel, you just type the / after the domain.com, you / and type cpanel. Okay, so that C there represents control panel. All right, cpanel there. Then you'll be redirected to where you can provide the login information to your platform. Okay, so here I repeat again, are details that will be provided when you register and host your platform. All right, so coming in here, I'm going to log in. Provide your username, provide your password here. Of course, that's confidential. Okay, so log in again. Try to open the link again. All right, so while that comes up, so you just provide your username, provide your password, and you are good to go. You really wouldn't have any difficulties if your details are correct there. Now here is it. We are logged into this platform right now. This is my control panel. Firstly, I have to start by letting you understand that this, even though I have done a recording that has to do with all the video calls with the control panel information, of course, you can watch that to understand what all these are meant for. The file manager, the images, everything here I've described and explained them in a video separately from this particular one. So I wouldn't spend much time here explaining all this. But you need one important thing here, and that's very simple. What you need here is to come down this platform, just go down to where you have Spectacular Apps Installer. Remember, I told us we're going to be working with a WordPress software. All right, we have so many so many content management platforms, but right here we're going to be working with WordPress. So if you can develop with WordPress, definitely you can develop virtually everything. And you know, in the package that you got about this video, I didn't just give you WordPress video. I also gave you a video that teaches you how to write HTML, how to write CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap, PHP. All right, so WordPress here gives you a stress-free process of developing a website faster and easily. Okay, so I'm gonna click here on WordPress. Firstly there, then I'm going to click on install. All right, now one thing you need to know is that this is not a fresh domain. Now by that I mean that my domain has been in existence, because as you saw my site on display earlier. So it means that I cannot install this on this domain directory. So I cannot install it as being teamtechsolution.com, because there are contents on this particular domain already. So what I need to do is I need to install this in a directory. Now, by directory, I mean I have to add maybe create another folder to this. I can create a folder calling it training, can create a folder calling it students, can create a folder calling it class. But I just have to create a folder that separates this particular site from my main site, so I don't have a disruption. All right. So, but if you have just registered a domain for your client, where you are going to have, you are not going to tamper with what is written here. All right. So just work with a domain that shows here for you, and then go down, provide the site name. But here I'm going to provide something like video course. Okay. All right. So what is the name that we want to use? All right. Website design training. And then what's the description? How to design professional websites using WordPress. All right, that's the description there. So coming down here, you have, okay, admin username. So you can choose admin username, admin password. You provide your password that you can always use to log in. All right, email address, you leave the email address there, and then you install. Okay, so you can see it's counting the percentage of the installation so far. All right, fully installed, 101% installed. Okay, so look at this. It's shown us here the site link, and also it's shown us here the WP-admin. All right, so that's how to install your platform to start with. The next thing I'm going to do for us here will be how we begin the process of creating our site. What we've just done here is a process of installation. All right, so in the next video, we're going to start with the process of accessing our home page, accessing our admin page, and also how we can set up our websites in less than an hour. All right, stay with me in the next video. My name is Timothy Adete.